Hello everyone, welcome to day 53 of 7:30. Today we're reading the rest of Exodus chapter 16 and right through until Exodus chapter 18 verse 23. From the New Living Translation it reads, So they put some aside until morning, just as Moses had commanded. Then in the morning the leftover food was wholesome and good without nuggets or odor. 25. Moses said, Eat this food today, for today is a Sabbath, the day dedicated to the Lord. There will be no food on the ground today. 26. You may gather the food for 6 days, but the seventh day is a Sabbath. There will be no food on the ground that day. 27. Some of the people went out anyway on the seventh day, but they found no food. 28. Then the Lord asked Moses, How long will these people refuse to obey my commands and instructions? 29. They must realize that the Sabbath is the Lord's gift to you. That is why he gives you a 2-day supply on the 6th day, so there will be enough for 2 days. On the seventh day you must each stay in your place. Do not go out to pick up food on the seventh day. 30. So the people did not gather any food on the seventh day. 31. The Israelites called the food manna. It was white like coriander seed, and it tasted like honey wafers. Then Moses said, This is what the Lord has commanded. Fill in 2-quarter container of manna to preserve it for your descendants. Then later generations will be able to see the food I gave you in the wilderness when I set you free from Egypt. Moses said to Aaron, Get a jar and fill it with 2 quarts of manna. Then put it in a sacred place before the Lord to preserve it for future generations. 34. Aaron did just as the Lord had commanded Moses. He eventually placed it in the Ark of the Covenant in front of the stone tablets inscribed in the terms of the covenant. 35. So the people of Israel ate manna for 40 years until they arrived in the land where they would settle. They ate manna until they came to the border of the land of Canaan. 36. The container used to measure the manna was an omer, which was 1/10 of an ephah. It held about 2 quarts. Chapter 70. At the Lord's command, the whole community of Israel left the wilderness of Sin and moved from place to place. Eventually they came to Rephidim, but there was no water for the people to drink too, so once more the people complained against Moses. Give us water to drink, they demanded. Quiet, Moses replied. Why are you complaining against me? And why are you testing the Lord? 3. But tormented by thirst, they continued to argue with Moses. Why did you bring us out of Egypt? Are you trying to kill us, our children, and our livestock with thirst? Then Moses cried out to the Lord, What should I do with these people? They are ready to stone me. 5. The Lord said to Moses, Walk out in front of the people, take your staff, the one that you used when you struck the water of the Nile, and call some of the elders of Israel to join you. 6. I will stand before you on the rock at Mount Sinai. Strike the rock and the water will gush out. Then people will be able to drink. So Moses struck the rock as he was told, and water gushed out as the elders looked on. 7. Moses named the place Massah, which means test, and Meribah, which means arguing, because the people of Israel argued with Moses and tested the Lord by saying, Is the Lord here with us or not? 8. While the people of Israel were still in Rephidim, the warriors of Amalek attacked them. 9. Moses commanded Joshua, Choose some men to go out and fight the army of Amalek for us. Tomorrow I will stand at the top of the hill holding the staff of God in my hand. 10. So Joshua did as Moses commanded and fought the army of Amalek. Meanwhile, Moses, Aaron, and Hur climbed to the top of the nearby hill. 11. As long as Moses held up his staff in his hand, the Israelites had the advantage, but whenever he dropped his hands, the Amalekites gained advantage. 12. Moses' arms soon became so tired he could no longer hold them up. So Aaron and Hur found a stone for him to sit on. Then they stood on each side of Moses, holding up his hands. So his hands held steady until sunset. As a result, Joshua overwhelmed the army of the Amalek. 14. After a victory, the Lord instructed Moses, Write this down on a scroll as a permanent reminder. To read it aloud to Joshua, I will erase the memory of Amalek from under heaven. 15. Moses built an altar there and named it Yahweh Nissi, which means the Lord is my banner. He said, They have raised their fist against the Lord's throne, so now the Lord will be at war with Amalek generation after generation. Chapter 18. Moses' father-in-law, Jethro, The priest of Midian heard about everything God had done for Moses and his people, the Israelites. He heard especially about how the Lord had rescued them from Egypt too. Earlier, Moses had sent his wife Zipporah and his two sons back to Jethro, who had taken them in. Moses' firstborn was named Gershom, for Moses had said, when the boy was born, I have been a foreigner in a foreign land. In the foreign land. His second son was named Eleazar, for Moses had said, the God of my ancestors was my helper. He rescued me from the sword of Pharaoh. 5. Jethro, Moses' father-in-law, now came to visit Moses in the wilderness. He brought Moses' wife and two sons with him. They arrived while Moses and the people were camped near the mountain of God. 6. Jethro had sent a message to Moses saying, I, Jethro, your father-in-law, am coming to see you with your wife and your two sons. 7. So Moses went out to meet his father-in-law. He bowed low and kissed him. They asked about each other's welfare and then went into Moses' tent. Moses told his father-in-law everything the Lord had done to Pharaoh and Egypt on behalf of Israel, to Pharaoh and Egypt on behalf of Israel. He also told about all the hardships they had experienced along the way and how the Lord had rescued his people from all their troubles. Now Jethro was delighted when he heard about all the good things the Lord had done for Israel as he rescued them from the hand of the Egyptians. 10. Praise the Lord, Jethro said, for he has rescued you from the Egyptians and from Pharaoh. Yes, he has rescued Israel from the powerful hand of Egypt. 11. I know now that the Lord is greater than all the other gods, because he rescued his people from oppression of the proud Egyptians. 12. And Jethro, Moses' father-in-law, brought a burnt offering and sacrifice to God. Aaron and all the elders of Israel came out and joined him in a sacrificial meal in God's presence. And until tomorrow, stay blessed.